What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video. And today we're going to be looking at the gaffes from Joe Biden's press conference yesterday. Because it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. It wasn't as bad as the debate. Don't let anybody tell you that. But it was kind of funny, man. It was kind of funny. We're going to get to this article from The Guardian. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as the newest member of the flock. That'd be awesome. The flock is for life. So come fly with us. We'd love to have you, and the air is for everyone. Now, let's check this out. It says Joe Biden defiant despite gaffes at NATO press conference as he battles calls to stand aside. It's actually interesting. This is his first press conference since November, they're saying. So even though he's had like however many months to freaking, kind of chill out and get himself together, he can't because it's senility. And senility only has one direction, and it's down. You can have good days, but that doesn't mean you're good. You just have good days. So anyways, it says U.S. President navigates complex foreign policy questions at an event tainted by mixing up names of Harris and Trump and earlier Zelensky and Putin. Yeah, that was freaking awful, dude. It was not a good look. In a critical press conference meant to make or break his presidential campaign, Joe Biden spiritedly defended his foreign policy record, even as he faced a barrage of questions on his mental fitness, and in another gaffe, mistakenly referred to Kamala Harris as Vice President Trump. That was hilarious. I got it here. Hold on. Look at this.
So let's start there. Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
Look, he doesn't correct himself.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President.
He doesn't correct himself at all. He just... Oh, and then check this out. This supposedly is the face of the people.
So let's start there.
This supposedly is the face of the press, as he says... as he says, Vice President Trump. Check it out.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So
look at this guy. There. This guy's losing it.
The fact is that the consideration is...
Bro, I tell you, dude. I tell you. It's crazy. Anyways, Biden offered extensive remarks on thorny foreign policy issues, including competition with China and the Israel-Hamas war, in which he said he had warned Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu away from an occupation of the Gaza Strip. He said he was directly in contact with Xi Jinping to warn him not to offer further support for Russia's war in Ukraine, but now with Vladimir Putin, whom he said I have no reason to speak with him right now. How do you not have a reason to speak with him, bro? Like, real talk. How do you not have a reason to speak with him? You want him to get off of Ukraine's territories, right? And you want him to stop the war that's going on in Ukraine that you keep sending billions of our dollars to. Our freaking tax money that you're sending to him. So why aren't you just trying to make it as cheap for us as possible by stopping the money that you're giving them, number one. And number two, freaking speak with Putin and tell him, just ask him what he wants, bro. What does he want? He wants all of Ukraine? Well, that's a non-starter, obviously. But if that's going to be it, then the world's going to have to get involved in stopping Putin, not just the United States paying the Ukrainians, excuse me. And don't get me wrong, I feel bad for the Ukrainians, and I feel bad for Ukraine as a whole, because damn, they've had to deal with this for forever. But it's not like Vladimir Putin did this on Trump's watch. He didn't. He waited until there was a weak president with someone he could get away with it with, and he's getting away with it. This guy doesn't even want to speak to him. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. It's like real, like crazy. Well, Biden, who's running to be president until January 2029, good Lord, oh my Lord, he won't make it. He won't make it. I don't have to worry about that. He won't make it because he'll get voted out. He'll get voted out. Or he'll, with the 25th, if he wins the election, he'll get voted out. So it's not going to be a big deal, I don't think. I don't think the Democrats are gonna let him run, bro. I just don't. Fielded an equal number of questions during the press conference on his mental fitness, an issue that has loomed over his campaign since the faltering debate performance against Donald Trump that he called that dumb mistake. Ultimately, it was a performance that supporters will probably say shows he is capable of handling his responsibilities as commander in chief, but unlikely to convince those that are already in doubt about his mental fitness that he can serve another 4 years in office. I wish he wouldn't serve another 4 seconds. He's nuts, dude. Biden, 81, insisted he would stay in the race despite calls from some in his party to drop out and to allow another figure, including Harris, to run in the November election. I've said this before, but in case you missed that video, supposedly the money that they've raised for the re-election campaign, if he drops out, it has to be Kamala Harris that runs if they want that money. They can forfeit that money. In that case, I don't know what happens to it. I don't know if they give it back to the donors or what, but because this is kind of unprecedented. But if they want to take advantage of that money and run ads and whatever else with that money, then it needs to be Harris that runs. Shortly after he finished speaking, Connecticut Congressman Jim Himes, the top-ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, called on Biden to step down from the campaign, writing on X, "We must put forth the strongest candidate possible to confront the threat posed by Trump's promised MAGA authoritarianism. I no longer believe that is Joe Biden." That's crazy. Authoritarianism. Yeah. Appearing later on CNN, Himes said, "Imagine that 3 months from now we get another performance like there was in the debate right before the election. Do you want to take that risk? I don't." As a conservative, I wish and hope that they keep Biden, because I think he's going to lose. If they keep Biden, I think he's going to lose. Unless they pull some more shenanigans, which I'm not down for. But unless they pull some more shenanigans, it's gonna be President Biden as the nominee. But who knows, man? I mean, they screwed Bernie Sanders out of the nomination twice, so who knows what they'll do, bro? Democrats are shifty, bro. Sorry if you're a Democrat in Congress and in the government hearing this, but you guys are shifty as hell. Two more congressional Democrats also called on Biden to step aside, bringing the total of 17. Representative Scott Peters of California said the stakes are high and we are on a losing course, while Representative Eric Sorensen of Illinois said that Biden should put country over party. I'm telling you, bro, they don't want him. They don't want him. Wrapping up a summit of the 32-member bloc in Washington, D.C., Biden said, "I've not had any of my European allies come up and say, 'Joe, don't run.' What I've heard them say is, 'You've got to win.' If I slow down and can't get the job done, that's a sign I shouldn't be doing this," he said. But there's no indication of that. None. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, he can't even admit, he calls the press conference, the debate, he calls it a dumb mistake, but he can't admit that there's reason to believe that he can't do the job. There's no indication of that. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you seriously kidding me right now? Like, this is what pisses me off. The gaslighting is what makes me not believe that the Democrats in government, and I'm not talking about Democrats, the American citizen Democrats that have nothing to do with the government. Civilians, I've got no problem with you guys. You guys have been basically misled and gaslit, from here till the cows come home, because it's been crazy. He's been doing this. Well, they've been doing this for 9 years now, right? Almost 9 years. They've been gaslighting the Democrats into believing that this guy is someone he isn't. Biden said he wouldn't leave the race unless polls showed him that he had no chance of winning against Trump, even if they showed that Harris's chances in the election were better than his own. Oh boy. Nonetheless, he said Harris was qualified to be president as well. Although he misnamed her in the endorsement, "I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president if she's not qualified to be president," he said. It's funny. That gaffe was compounded by the fact that he had introduced the Ukrainian president, I always mess up this guy's name, Volodymyr Zelensky, as President Putin just hours earlier, before correcting himself and saying, "We're going to beat Putin." At least he corrected himself. on that one. The Vice President Trump one, he had no idea what was going on. Biden initially used the final NATO summit press conference as something of a stump speech, brandishing his national security record in supporting Ukraine against Russian aggression, and stating that the November vote was much more than a political question. It's a national security issue. You're absolutely right. Because what is it? From 10 to 4, he's good. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., he's good. But the rest of the time, he's awful. And they can't even count on him to do anything. Get out of here with that, bro. It is a national security issue. They need to get him out of the office right now because he's been broken since he got in office. He's been doing this. He then turned to his record on the economy board and he then turned his record on to the economy, border security, and his efforts to broker a peace in the Israel-Hamas war to bolster his case for his campaign in November. Biden spoke for 58 minutes, including 50 minutes of unscripted question and answer. We hope it's unscripted. See, The Guardian says unscripted because they have, in the past, the Biden campaign has spoon-fed questions that they could ask. You know, that the journalists could ask, that people could ask. They did that to a DJ, and the DJ came out as a whistleblower, and then they fired the DJ. It was crazy. He appeared most comfortable and cogent as he discussed thorny foreign policy questions. Most comfortable, huh? Don't make the same mistake America made after Osama bin Laden, he told Netanyahu as he sought to ward off a potential occupation of the Gaza Strip. There's no need to occupy anywhere. Go after the people who did the job. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do, you jerk. Jeez. That's what Netanyahu is trying to do. But the problem is that you can't do the job because Hamas holds kids and civilians hostage. So they hide behind the citizens of Gaza. He also indicated that European, and I know that Gaza is just the Gaza Strip, I understand that, but technically they're citizens of no land right now. He also indicated that European countries were prepared to cut their investments in China if she continued to supply Russia with information and capacity, along with working with North Korea and others to help Russia in armament. China's got no reason to listen to Biden. They've got no reason to listen to Biden. Biden is a weak man, and they've got no reason to listen to him, and I don't believe that they will. Mark my words. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, you can tell me. You can tell me down in the comments below. For the rest of forever, you guys can tell me in the comments below. But at times, he got lost in the weeds. Asked about reports that he had asked his schedule to be moved up, he said, I'm not talking about, and if you've looked at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore. Where's Trump been? He continued, riding around on his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball. So play him in the game, bro. You've got a 6 handicap or 8 handicap. You can't decide what your handicap is. I don't even know how that works, so whatever. I know that the lower the handicap, the better you're supposed to be, so whatever. But anyways, other than that, bro, this is it, you guys. Important election coming in November, you guys. I hope you guys are understanding all of these gaffes. Because if this man's brain does not work properly, we don't want him in the big chair, dude. We just don't want him in the big chair. But anyways, you guys tell me what you guys think, alright? Tell me down below in the comments. I try to read each and every one of them, and I try to respond to each and every one of them. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Stay safe and stay based.